Question? So guys, I want to remind you real quick, I haven't sent the email yet. I'm going to send that out after class to remind you, but there's that survey that I'm requesting you to do. So if you just click on that, it'll take you to these questions. What is your quest? No. What's your last name, first name, blah, blah, blah. So nothing too, diving too deep into your life, but if you could just fill that out for me, that'd be great. I'll send an email out to remind you guys. And then just, if you, especially the newbies I have in the class, where you can go get the syllabus, the homework sheet, the MyMathLab instructions. If you want to do online homework, that's up to you. It's not necessary. First homework, so forth. And then the video. So I'm glad a few people already have seen the videos from yesterday. So if you weren't here yesterday, you can click on this link and you can see the videos from the 12th. Cool.
I know, that's what I got.
See how many times I cuss, stuff like that.
This one? You just had
What else did I want to show you here? I think that's it.
if you take a
Okay,
look right
let's look
here,
at this.
there's two line review, right? So, actually, multiply that. So, if you multiply that, you get 6y.
All right, so I don't know if I made a big enough impact with what I said earlier. If you're having a lot of trouble with this sheet, it's imperative you focus on catching up with factoring methods. There's not enough time in the curriculum for this class to reteach them all. But I do want to take some time because all of Chapter 7 is going to rely on your ability to factor. Period. So if you can't factor, you can't do any Chapter 7. That seems kind of bad. Right? So you want to get that taken care of now. So starting you off kind of nice, hopefully. There's only 2 terms here. But what do you always try first? What's going to save your ass so many times is you always try GCF. So let me make a mistake on purpose. And you're all like, sure, man, whatever. So I'm going to take out 5 because I see a 5 goes in. X, and then so I have 3x minus 6, right? I am not picking on anybody because several people did this. This is just like reducing a fraction. Don't you sometimes have to do multiple steps just because you didn't think of the bigger number to divide by? You guys know what I'm saying? If I ask you to reduce a fraction, maybe you take a couple steps to do it. So here, what do you see that's still in here? A 3. I can take a 3 out. That would make this 15. And if I take a 3 out, then I have x minus 2. So I could have taken a 15 out to begin with. I didn't see that. But before I go to the next problem, I just look real quick, is there anything else inside that I can still do something? So make sure you look through that real quick before you go to the next problem. All right, how are we doing there? Is that decent? So if you took a 15 out from the beginning, kick ass. You got there quicker than me. I love it. What about number 2? What can you do? By the way, my poor people that say this is a squared, x squared, y squared, I feel bad. Something like, are these like terms? No. Hell no. Okay, good. All right, so those are not like terms. They have to be exactly the same variables, the exact same amount of each variable, and that one didn't have any y's, and the other one didn't have any x's, so they're not like terms. But to factor this, what do they both have? A. So then I'm left with
X squared plus y squared.
Can I do anything with this? No. No. Good. Why? Because it's a plus, not a minus, right? So a difference of squares I can do something with. There's 2 terms in this problem. If there's a minus in the middle, I'm allowed to have different signs, which would make the middle terms cancel. Does that make sense? So if there's a minus in there, I can have them have different signs, so then the middle terms would cancel. If there's a plus, the middle terms wouldn't cancel. It's that simple. So I can never factor sum of squares unless there's some GCF that I can take out. I like it. So that's where you should stop. So what about this weird dude here? What comes out, the numbers? 9. How many m's can I take out?
1.
I always think about it like the nice tax man. Sometimes the tax man tries to take more than we have away, but that tax man says, that guy can give 2, he can only, I'm just going to take 1 from everybody. Because if I try to take 2 away, the first dude's going to freak. Right? He's going to have to sell his boat somehow, just so he can get another m. So I'm going to take only 1 m out, the smaller exponent, and then of course I'm only going to take 1 n out. What's left in this term? 4.
Minus
The
n.
mn is gone, I like it.
Minus
Good. The 9's gone, 1 m is gone, 1 n is gone, so I got 1 of each of those left. And I know I'm done because the inside here has nothing in common with each other. I know I'm done. Kick ass. Real quick, let's see what do you guys think about this. Go with me for a second. What if m was 1 and n was 2? Don't even write this down. Where am I coming up with that? What can m and n be? They could be anything. So I'm going to make them 1 and 2 just because I want to. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before. What number is that to begin with then?
18.
36 times 1 times 2 is 72. Are you guys with me? If m is 1 and n is 2, where'd that come from? From my brain. I just made them. They can be whatever I want them to be. So I want them to be that for right now. And then what number is this? It's going to be minus 9 times 1 times 4, so minus 36. And what's 72 minus 36? 36. It's crazy. Now, what is the answer? So that's what the original number was 36. And we said this is a way to factor it. So what's 9 times 1 times 2? 18. And what's 4 minus 1 times 2? 4 minus 2? 2. Is 36, is one way to factor that, 18 times 2. Oh shit, yeah, right? You guys see what I'm saying? So, do you have to use 1 and 2? No, you can use any numbers you want to, and that's kind of a way to check it. Or, that's what we're really doing. Why is algebra difficult? Because when we did this one thing, we actually factored in an infinite number of numbers. Thank you very much. That's a pretty good morning, all right? You guys know what I mean? M and n could be anything. So how many numbers did we just factor when we did this? An infinite number of numbers. Oh, holy shit, right? Some of you guys are looking at me like I'm crazy. Has anybody ever seen that before? I mean, that's one way to check this. And that's a concrete example of what we're doing. We're saying a number that's in that form, this is a way to factor it, always. No matter what m and n are. Okay, maybe. I think I'm just going to freak you guys out the whole summer. Oh. What about this one? What tells me what to do here?
4 terms.
4 terms. Is there any GCF? No. He's got no x's. He's got no numbers. Right. Again, I feel bad for the person that takes an x out. I'm not sure how you did that from this guy. He's got no x's. Right. Okay. So I group the first 2 and the last 2. What comes out of the first 2?
X squared.
X squared. What's left?
X minus 5.
X minus 5. I love it. Now what comes out of the next 2?
25.
Good. And the beautiful thing is this is a clue. You know you want that to be here.
Yeah.
So then you got to take a negative 25 out so it matches with the x that's here. Take a negative 25 and you're left with
X minus
x. Good. Minus, because you took a negative out. And then I know I'm on the right track because these two are the same. So I can take out an x minus 5 and I'm left with
X squared minus
x squared minus 25. Now if you stop there, it's not quite good enough because that.
Difference of squares.
Yeah, so I got my x minus 5 from here. And this is x minus 5.
X plus 5.
So if you wanted to, you could say x minus 5 squared becomes x plus 5. Either way. Whoa, you probably see it. Yes. Even though you can see it, you can't read it. Well, that's too bad. Okay, so whenever you get done doing something, maybe you're not done with the problem yet. You've got to look through and see is anything else able to go forward. All right. So there's a couple of ways to do number 5. You can either just start to attack it, or you can realize that there is a GCF. Did anybody notice that there's a GCF to begin with? A few of you guys. So I'm going to do it like I don't notice it. I think that's going to match up with what most of you guys did. 4 terms, so you group, I like it. What comes out of the first two? T squared. So I'm left with
T squared plus 7.
T squared plus 7. Then it's got to, what's going to come out of the next group here? Good, minus 3t.
T squared
T squared
plus
plus
7.
So thankfully I'm left with t squared plus 7. And then I get what?
T squared minus 3t. Then T squared plus 7.
Now if you stop there, that's not good enough.
You factor out a T.
You'll lose a couple points.
You factor out a T in the
There's this
first
dude
one.
right here has a t in it. See, so you could either take the t out first, or you can take the t out last. Math don't give a shit. Right? Math is whenever you feel like doing it, it's got to come out. Okay, maybe. By the way, I did one semester have a student that was offended by. I don't purposefully do that. I think I do it just to keep your attention. The cussing when you're on. So I had somebody actually get offended. I'm like, well, if I offend you, just wait a few minutes. I'll probably do it again, and then it just kept going. So hopefully that's not too offensive because I just kind of do it. So what comes out of here? T. So then I'm left with t minus 3, and this dude is just coming for the old ride. Alright, so it's exactly the same mistake as if I said factor 18, and you said 18 is 9 times 2 and you stopped. Well, 9 can go further. Right? How we doing so far? Any questions on that one there? Is that all right? And real quick word, by the way. If you look around, if you have a question and you look around and everybody around you is doing this doesn't mean anything. People do this all the time. They just, I don't know why they don't want me to know that they don't know what they're doing. So I always say, if you ask a question, you'll probably be a hero to at least 8 other people that have the same question. They just don't want to speak up. Yeah.
So for number 5, I rewrote it in order.
Oh, beautiful.
Is that?
I love it. So what do you have? I have a t squared plus 7 inside. What do you have inside?
Well, I actually messed it up. I took out
Shit.
the t. Because when I rewrote it, I did.
Oh, you put the minus in the wrong place or something?
No, I put t to the 4th and then negative t to the 3rd. So then I took out a t
Oh,
to
so
the
you got
3rd.
the 3.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, okay. It would still work, though. If you moved the middle terms around, it would
Yeah,
still work.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw what I did after, but I
You would
didn't
just
know.
have, if you did it, you would have t squared minus 3t inside
Yeah.
and t
that's
squared
what I
plus
had.
7 outside. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, okay. What about number 6? So this is 3 terms. The first number is a 1. So the first step is really easy. X squared is just x times x. So all I need are 2 numbers that do what?
Add the 7.
Multiply by 6, add by 7.
6
and 1.
6 and 1, you gotta love that shit. So when the middle term is 1 off from the last term's number, it's gonna be that and 1. It's gonna be itself and 1. Does that make sense? If it's gonna work, it's gonna be that. Because it's 1 off. So sure enough, it's gonna be 6
Yeah.
and 1. Now be careful. What would you say to the person who did this? If there was anybody who did this?
Okay, multiply together, so that doesn't work.
It didn't say solve. Not only did it not say solve, it's not an equation, right? Not your problem to solve. No, so don't solve it if it's not an equation. You can't. Unlock it. Okay, so that's the same kind of problem. Just a little bit different. It's not as quick to see what it's going to be, but it's x and x. Multiply to be negative 15, add to be negative 2.
Minus 5 plus 3.
Negative 5 and 3. Or you could write plus 3 minus 5. Doesn't matter what order it's in, of course. 6 times 8 is 8 times 6. Math doesn't care. I like it. Oh.
I'm new here. I just need a quick
Oh, okay. Hang out for a bit. See me during the break. The break's coming up. All right. Cool. This guy, everybody liked this guy. First off, is it a cube?
No,
Why not?
because 50 is not
50, and then x, there's only one x, so you can't cut him in thirds, poor little dude. I mean, you could, but it'd be gross. So what saves your ass so many times
Greatest
is
common factor.
GCF. And then don't forget, now, real quick, I want to say this, because a lot of people don't know these things. I actually don't. That would be so useful if it was. Hopefully everybody knows that if numbers are even, you can divide, 2 goes in. Do you guys know how to tell if 9 goes into a number? So So do you know what I mean? If I give you a number, could you tell without doing anything, could you tell if 9 goes into it?
It ends with odd number.
It's gonna be that number off from times 10.
You ready? And this makes me a little bit sad. It's not your fault. They just decided to stop teaching this. But every time I show people this, they're like, why the hell didn't they show me this? Does anybody know how to tell? So I know that 9 goes into this number here. I know it does. Not just because it's my favorite number or something weird. No. It's not a trick, really, but what are the sums of all the digits?
They all add up to 9.
They all add up to a 9, a multiple of 9. So if you add all the numbers in a number, all the digits in a number, and they add up to a multiple of 9, 9 goes into it. If they add up to a multiple of 3, 3 goes into it. That doesn't work the same way for all numbers, by the way. So even numbers you should all know. If they're even, 2 goes in. If it adds up to a multiple of 3, 3 goes in. What about 4? The neat thing about 4 is, as long as the last 2 digits are divisible by 4, then 4 goes into the whole thing. Why is that? Because 4 goes into 100. I don't forget. So since 4 goes into 100, 4 goes into 100 plus any multiple of 4. So 4 goes into 1800. So 4 goes into 1808. 4 goes so forth. So as long as the last 2 digits are divisible by 4, the whole damn thing. If you don't believe me, type this in your calculator, divide it by 4, and it's going to come up with no decimals. All right? Has anybody ever heard this before? Think back. Yeah, some of you guys. Good. Some of you have good teachers in your past. I'm not shitting on your teachers, by the way. Maybe they just didn't. They thought you already knew it or something. But somewhere this should be told to people. You shouldn't just, calculator does it. That's all I need. Yeah, whatever. Then we'll all be enslaved to technology in the future. Skynet, all that kind of shit. 5, everybody should know 5. Dear God. 5 goes into a number as long as that number ends in 5 or 0. Okay, thank God. 6 is neat. 6 goes into a number if it's even, and 3 goes into it. So 6 would not go into this because it's not even. You with me? But does 6 go into this number here? Can you do it, Jeff? Sure, man. Does 6 go into that number there? Is it even?
Yes.
Yes. Does 3 go into this? 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 5 is 8, plus 1 is 9, plus 0 is 9. It's a multiple of 3. 3 goes in, and 2 goes in, so doesn't that make sense that 6 goes in? If you can divide it by 2, and you can divide it by 3, that means you can divide it by 6. All right, you guys understanding so far? Okay, all right, that's enough of that. Just want to show you. This is the stuff you should know. It's not all about your freaking calculator. We're humans. We invented freaking calculators. We should be better than freaking calculators at certain shit. Some of you guys are like, no, it's okay. All right, well, fine. All right. So my point with that was, this is the one that should be automatically known. They're both even. So definitely 2 goes in. And then what else comes out? X, I like it. Kick ass. Okay. So you take a 2x out, and you're left with 4 squared minus 25. And of course, this guy is a square. Cut him in half, minus plus, or plus minus, doesn't matter. That's why I call it difference of squares, a thank God problem, or a thank whatever deity you like the best problem. Okay, how are we doing there? Is that all right? Number 9, no GCF, damn. So then what do you have to do? Since it starts with a 20. Yeah, okay, master product, I love it. The AC method, what I call surefire. 20 times 3 is 60. I need factors of 60 that add to be negative 32.
Negative 30 and negative 2.
Yeah, 2 and 30. I like it. And they both have to be negative, so they add up to be negative 32. So since they multiply to be positive, I know they have to have the same sign. Since they add to be negative, I know they both have to be negative. Now what do I do with that information?
Write it out in the group.
I like it. So the middle term is negative 32. That, I wrote those because they do add up to be it, so I can just break that middle term up. And why the hell is that good? And real quick, I want to make sure this is a big... These are just the coefficients of the middle term. It's got to have x's in it to make sense, right? Negative 2x minus 30x is negative 32x, so I haven't actually done anything. Good job, Jeff. Well, I made it look different, so now that I've given it 4 terms, I can then group. And grouping should be one of the easier things, right? So what comes out of these two? 2x. 10x minus 1, I like it. Comes out of these two. 3, I like it. Oh, I'm zoomed in a little too much there. So then I get 10x minus 1. 2x minus 3. Bam. Okay, I like it. And then this guy, this poor guy here, is so heated. Yes, sir, sorry.
Could you just explain again how'd you get negative 2 and negative 3? Because I didn't get that part.
Oh, so 20 times 3 is 60, right?
Yeah.
And then I need factors of 60 to add to be 32.
Okay, okay.
To be honest, it's easier to think about adding be 32. Like 5 and 27 add to be 32, but 5 times 27 isn't what I need. So then I just keep going.
Okay.
All right. Oh, the break's coming. You guys are looking a little antsy. We're getting there. Antsy, I guess, is better than glazed over. So this guy is going to have to be what? Cubes. 2 terms. It's either squares or cubes. There's no GCF to save ours. So, oh well. It's got to be cubes, obviously, because there's a freaking cube in there. You can't beat that clue. So 64x cubed would be
4x.
good. 4x times 4x times 4x. 27 is 3 times 3 times 3. And then I put down here, little dude, big dude, thanks. Just humor me. So when the little dude goes,
4x.
good, 1 4x
Negative 3.
minus 3. These have to go
16x
here to complete that 64x cubed. These have to go here
Negative
to
9.
complete that minus 27. And of course we got the little wolf in the middle, the cleaner dude. What sign is he going to have?
Negative 7x.
Careful.
Plus.
Plus, opposite sign, so it's able to cancel stuff. And then it's not adding something, it's the product. 3 times 4x, 12x. Now, a really good question is, I mean, somebody might sit there and try to factor that. You can never, ever factor the big dude. Ever. Unless there's a GCF you forgot to take out, maybe. You can never factor him. In fact, the middle term is always half of what it would need to be for it to factor. If that was 24, I could factor, but it ain't. I don't know if you guys get that. Don't waste any time trying to factor the big dude from a cubes. It cannot be done. Unless there's a GCF you left in there or something. Okay, big. All right, and then these guys, this is one of the first things you do after you learn factoring, is this is the first application of factoring. To do number 1, I just do what?
X minus 12, x plus 2.
Yeah, this is where you gotta be careful. 6 and 4 look like they would be good candidates, but why won't 6 and 4 work?
Because it's not going to cancel out your 10.
Yeah, it's got to multiply by negative, so they have one of them has to be negative and the other one positive, and then they can never add to be negative 10. They can only make 2 or negative 2. Do you guys see that? So sometimes the numbers are evil. Like, we look like evil, or shit. But it's got to be 12 and 2, because then if they're opposite signs, they can make negative 10 as long as the 12 is negative. I like x minus 12. X plus 2. Don't stop here, of course. It's solving, so you don't stop until you know what x is. So x is either
12 or negative
12 or x is negative 2. Yes. Because those two numbers make those two parts individually 0, which make the whole thing 0. Number 2, what's wrong with number 2?
It doesn't equal 0.
doesn't equal 0. I like it. So then you have to subtract 2x squared, subtract 1. So you get x squared minus 2x minus 8 is 0. And thankfully this factors out.
X minus 4, X plus 2.
X minus 4, x plus 2, so you get x is
4,
4, negative 2. Man, I'm starting to get antsy. Thankfully there's only one left for a break. This one I want to throw in here just to remind you guys. You don't always do this shit just because now we're in this phase. No. If you do this problem, you notice something that happens.
The X squares cancel out.
Distribute. These guys go away. So now you just do it like normal. Now I can add 3x, add 3. I can get all my x's together on one side because the other power canceled. So don't try to make everything equal 0 in the world all of a sudden. We're not saying that's how we're going to do math now. Just realize that I do that way for certain situations. When I have powers that will go together, I've got to do it that way. So you get x equals 8/7.
A little complication.
That's all right. I'll put a poster up there. Altitude, that's yours. Okay, so that's it there. Any questions from that sheet? All right. Still 10 o'clock. Let's see what's coming. Let's say come back at, let's say come back at 12:45. I'll give you an extra few minutes. Looks like 12:27 on my clock. Come back in 18 minutes. Come up here if you need to see me for something. Okay. Yeah. So if you go to the website, here, and then the first, you click on the map on 10, the map, the very first link is to the server. No. I add 3 to get 8, add 3x to get 7x. I just, Oh, you like to what? Oh, so like I got 7.2 up there. I try to stay ahead of it, but just email me if you get caught all the way up. I'll get the next one too. Just email me if I forget to close it. No, yeah, you just have to do the ones I signed on the website if you want, on the Climate Lab if you want to.
All right.
Oh, sure. Oh, good. So what happened? Mabel. Oh, yeah, you did. Check out. This one on YouTube? Yes. Oh, yeah, the middle, the Grossman Middle School, whatever they call it. Oh, you got, the program for youth. Okay. Oh, that's right. Why'd you miss yesterday?
Hacía mucho tiempo sin verla. Ya se
Okay. So let's see. This is what we just went over today. You didn't get a copy of this yet, right? This is that thing we just went over. This is just the back. Yeah, we're about to do this when everybody comes back from break. Just that. You are back, right? So you need an address, right? Go ahead and just sign here and then write that somewhere for yourself so you can have you taken a course here before? No? You know about WebAdvisor? So when you go into WebAdvisor, sign up for this. At some point it's going to ask you for the authorization code and that's it. Put your name and then write that code for yourself somewhere. And then try to add today to make sure it goes in. Hopefully, I mean, if you're done with it, you can turn it in, yeah. Cool. Mike, did you get copies of that thing we just went over on the?
Yes, you said you could just like,
Yeah. We did this. You can have this if you want to. It's just a little warm-up sheet. Same thing on the backside because I had them go over it and then we went over it together. So just make sure you kind of, this looks familiar. Right? Just a little, what you should know coming in. And then we lectured a little bit on, this is the first homework assignment, the cumulative review. Do you have the book yet? This is on the website. Right. Let me write the website down so you can go there and get the syllabus and all that kind of stuff. Or you can come to my office and I can print it out for you. So it's just Grossmont's website. And then it's people. And then it's Jeff. And then you can print out the syllabus and the homework sheet and all that stuff. And there's also videos, the videos. So the last link on that website is the videos. You can see the videos from yesterday. I'm going to post the video from today. Is that still going?
Yeah.